Hi! Today I'm going to be talking about the second movement of Beethoven's 8th Piano Sonata, or Pathétique. Now in my previous video I have discussed the first movement. Today I'm going to be discussing the second movement. So firstly, the second movement, the tempo marking is Adagio cantabile. The time signature is 2/4 and it is into subdominant of C minor and A flat. Now this part I'll be playing the theme first. That is the main melody. The Beethoven Pathétique Piano Sonata, there are many similarities with Mozart's 14th Piano Sonata. There is visible resemblance with the first movement. For example, Beethoven's Pathétique Sonata, the introduction it starts with a slow introduction and then it goes to a fast exposition. In Mozart's Piano Sonata, number 14, it starts with a fantasia, which begins like this. So it starts with a slow fantasia, just like Beethoven's Pathétique Sonata starts with a slow introduction. And it's also in the same key, C minor. Now, the second movement of Mozart's 14th Piano Sonata, it's an E flat major, but there is a section in measure 24, which begins like this. Now you can see the resemblance with the second movement. It's the same melody in the same key, in the same tempo. So yes, that is a resemblance. The theme itself, it comprises of 3 voices: the bass, the middle voice, which acts as an accompaniment, and the melody. Yes, and this all combined creates this texture. It's very intimate and close and very tender, especially in this middle lower register. It feels very warm. Now this theme, there's this triplet arpeggio which leads to the theme being repeated, but an octave higher. Now there's also 4 voices, 2 middle voices. And the bass and the melody stays the same. Now the bass is slightly changed to arpeggios. Now that is the end of the A section. This movement is kind of like a mini rondo. I mean, it has an A section, and then there's a B section, and then A section, and then there's a C section where they're whole rhythm turns into triplets, and then there's another A section, but this time the triplet rhythm continues on and the melody is played underneath triplets. And then there's a small coda section, and then that is end of the movement. The start of the B section, it starts with these repeated notes on the left hand, and this sort of outwards reaching kind of longing melody. Yes, these chords harmonically, chromaticism, ornaments, I think this part, it feels very organic considering the freedom of the rhythm and the ornaments. This section. Chromatic scale. Transition. And then the repeat of the main melody. Now, the third section, the C section, after the A section completes. And it starts with A flat minor. So again, there's this middle voice. This time it's in triplets and repeating notes, and then the bass line, and then the melody. Yes. And then on the second measure of the C section, there's this. So there's a dialogue between the bass and the top voice, which contrasts with the first movement. I mean the first theme, because the first theme, it's all in unison, but this time, call, response. Then this is surprising. Suddenly. And now we're in A major. So we just modulated from A flat minor to E major with this simple gesture. He notates G flat as F sharp, and then there's B7. Yes, and it's very seamless too. Now the main material of the C section is repeated, but this time in E major. Diminished seventh. Mysterious. And then the main melody back in triplet rhythms. which is this material, and then one octave higher, and then this material. Let's play 3 times. E-flat chord, fermata. Yes, that is the end of the second movement. It's very short, concise. Yeah, that is the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed. Please like and subscribe if you did. And I'll see you next time for the third movement.